What's good with y'all boys? It's your boy BBG, that boy Blade grinding out here in these streets. Today we're gonna be making a full 32 mock draft prediction. I can't wait to make this. Um, yeah, thank y'all for running up those views on the last video. That's like 30 likes or whatever. This is the new channel, so I'm excited to make this video. I'm gonna be putting a lot of work in this. Make sure we're gonna try to get this like goal to like 70. We're gonna try to hit like 100 subscribers today. I'm promoting the hell out of this video, bro. So I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited, and let's get into it. I thought it would be right to wear a Cowboys jersey to present my team in this draft. I want y'all to know who my favorite team is. If y'all ain't aware of who I am already, I am Blake. This is gonna be my new channel. I'm the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan y'all are ever gonna know. I feel like y'all kind of already know. Obviously, if I've already, well, some of y'all subscribers may already know me. Shout out to my boy Say Boogie. Shout out everyone, LLB Clan, everyone. Yeah. So made that Sam Elliott video. I'm pretty sure y'all aware. I'm from Texas, Cowboys fan, Longhorns fan. Hook'em, you already know. So yeah, let's get into this video. So we're gonna do a full 32 mock drafts. I'm really excited to make this video. So here we go. There's gonna be trades in it as well. We're putting all the effort in it. All right. With the first overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars will be selecting Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. You know, Aiden Hutchinson. He's a guy that's gonna come in and give you probably like 10 sacks. He reminds me of a Chase Young, reminds me of kind of a Nick Bosa. He's a clear and obvious number one overall pick. There's been speculation of Trayvon Walker going number one, Evan Neal. Those are pretty good choices. You may want Evan Neal to block for your Trevor Lawrence, or you may want to go with the upside guy, Trayvon Walker, who could probably be a 20 sack guy or a one sack guy. So you don't know. That's my number one overall pick. So now on to the second overall pick. With the second overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions will be selecting Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau is a guy I think is more bulky than Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's the bulkiest player, edge rusher after this draft. I don't necessarily think he's a boomer bust guy. I think he's a guy that will come in and play just like an Aiden Hutchinson. I don't think of him as a boomer bust. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Aiden Hutchinson. I think Aiden Hutchinson is more of a safe pick, but I think he has more of a long-term upside than Hutchinson. I think he's more bulky. I love the size of him. So yeah, so that goes on to our third overall pick. So at the number 3 overall pick, Texans. So with the third overall pick, the Houston Texans will be selecting Hakeem Ekwonu out of South Carolina State. This guy is more of an upside guy than anything. He's a boomer. I don't know. I can't say boomer bust. I think he is automatically gonna be good when he comes in, but he does kind of scare me. But his tape was good. He did his pro day. He did his combine. He beat all that, and I think he is more of an upside guy than Evan Neal is, and I think the Texans are looking for more upside than anything, and I think that's a good pick for them. So yeah, the Jets on this pick. So, and with the fourth overall pick in the 22 NFL Draft, the New York Jets will be selecting cornerback Derek Stingley out of LSU. Let me tell you, I love LSU corners. I love Jamal Adams coming out of LSU. I love Jabril Peppers, especially out of LSU. I think I love Christian Fulton out of LSU. I loved a lot of guys out of LSU. Therefore, I was a big fan of a lot of guys out of LSU. Who else? There was another guy who's a corner. I thought that I wanted the Cowboys to get him. I think he dropped in the second round because of some issues, but it's whatever. So Derek Stingley, there's controversy. Derek Stingley is better. Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley. I think it's Stingley in the NFL level, college level. It was Gardner. I think it's pretty obvious. I'll talk about that more when there's the Gardner pick. But yeah, Stingley has the size, the versatility, like everything. He's got everything, and he's got everything you want in a corner. and the Jets might get their new Darrelle Revis right back. So, yeah, on to the fifth overall pick. So, with the fifth overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Giants will be selecting safety Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. Oh my lord. I know a lot of y'all might see that as a stretch. I mean, some of y'all might. I believe he is the best player in this draft. Honestly, the only reason why he's not going number one is because he's a safety, and that's not the biggest position of need for everyone right now. And yeah, but he is going to be the best player in this draft. He reminds me of a way better Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams with coverage. Yeah, if you have Jamal Adams that is a good pass coverage player, best safety in NFL, hands down. I love him coming out of college. So yeah. At number 6, so with the sixth overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Malik Willis out of Liberty. Malik Willis is a fantastic quarterback. Nothing's wrong with him. Got good size. He's got an amazing, talented arm. Only downside is coming out of a little school, so we don't know if that's just the reason why he's just in a little division with just a bunch of bums. But I think that doesn't even matter. We saw what's his face come out of a small school. I mean, Trey Lance came out of a small school. I think that the 2 games that he played pretty well, and I think I can see that he will translate onto the NFL level. I was a big fan of Trey Lance last year. And I'm a big fan of Billy Willis. That's my favorite quarterback out of this draft. I think he is the clear, obvious quarterback in front of Matt Corral in this draft. And I think Malik Willis should be like a number 1, number 2 overall pick if he was in like a school like Alabama. But yeah. But with the 7th overall pick, the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Giants also on this selection, but the New York Giants will be selecting tackle Evan Neal out of Alabama. This is a clear and obvious steal right here. The Giants are getting an absolute monster tackle. He's going to be an NFL day ready 1-star. He's going to be blocking for Daniel Jones. I'm hearing the GM loves Daniel Jones. I don't like him personally. I think he's terrible. Like honestly, I think he's really terrible. I think he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. But that's just me, and that's what Giants fans like him, and the GM likes him. So whatever, they get their pass protector for him, and we'll see what Daniel Jones can do with that. If he doesn't do well with that, then the Daniel Jones ship is gonna have to go down. So with the 8th overall pick in the 2022 draft, the Atlanta Falcons will be selecting Trayvon Walker, edge out of Georgia. Now, Trayvon Walker is the guy that everyone's saying that could go number 1 or could go number 20 for all we know. And this is a guy that has high upside. He could be the best defense player in the NFL in 3 years, or could be a practice squad player in 3 years. I think that Trayvon Walker will change this Atlanta defense. I couldn't name a defender in the Atlanta other than Deion Jones and Grady Jarrett, but Grady Jarrett's probably going to get traded out. So yeah, they're going to need the defender. You know, they also need a quarterback, knowing that Marcus Mariota and Felipe Franks are the only quarterbacks on the roster, and that's really terrible. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that will be falling in the second round, and they have an early second round pick. So I think this is a great move for Atlanta. 2022 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks will be selecting Sauce Ahmad Gardner out of Cincinnati. This kid allowed 0 touchdowns in his NFL career, and he's probably played over, I think, 1,000 snaps. Maybe more. I mean, it was way more, I want to say, but dude, that's just insane. Don't know how he's going to translate to the NFL. This is kind of like Devontae Smith at corner type of pick. His body isn't the greatest, but his college resume was just perfect, and you gotta have him top 10. If he didn't have a perfect college resume, he's like a 4th, 3rd round pick, but his resume made up for it, and his work made up for it, you know? So, yeah. So, number 10 I'm gonna have to do more of the research at number 10. I already have all the drafts ready. Yeah, let's get to number 10. All right, at number 10, with the 10th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Garrett Wilson, wide receiver out of Ohio State. This dude has the potential to be a really good number one overall, or not a good number one wide receiver. He's got not the greatest frame, not the greatest size, I believe, but his combine was really good. His cone running, everything, and he obviously had a good college career. And I think at receiver will do good, especially with the Jets selecting Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson didn't have the greatest year last year, you know, um, but they're not going to give up on a number two overall pick in just 1 year. And he was looking way better at the end of the season. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that leaves me at number 11, and I think the football team. Okay, so at number 11 with the 22 NFL draft, the Washington Commanders select offensive tackle Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. Charles Cross is looked at as an underrated type of tackle in this class. I think that he's going to go in and be a little bit over average type of tackle, and I think that's a type of tackle they need. Washington just made a splash for Carson Wentz. Yeah, I mean, they need that type of player to go block for Carson Wentz, and hopefully that works out for them. And I think that's a great pick. But yeah, so at the 12th overall pick, the 12th overall pick has been traded. The Minnesota Vikings traded the 12th overall pick on over to the Steelers for their 20th overall pick as well. They get the 90th overall pick, a fourth round from this year, a sixth round from this year, and a fifth round from next year, and I think a third round from 2023. Not sure, but that is a lot of picks that the Vikings are getting, and I think the Vikings get a steal because the Vikings don't really like a lot of prospects in this draft. But the Steelers will be selecting Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of Pittsburgh. This is a guy that he does everything right. Just comes in with small hands. Small hands is a big thing as a quarter at the position. I don't know how good he's gonna translate to the NFL. The only issue is just his hands. I'm just hoping to God his hands. I'm hoping that he works out well, but I think the Pittsburgh needs a quarterback no matter what. R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. Send my condolences out there for him. Really sucks to have that happen to him. But the only quarterback left on the roster is I think Mitch Trubisky. I don't think there's any other quarterback on that roster to be honest. But maybe Mason Rudolph's there, but I think he's an unrestricted free agent. But yeah, that leaves me with Kenny Pickett at the 12 overall pick. I think that would be a great pick for them. And with the 13th overall pick, the Houston Texans will be selecting Nakobe Dean out of Georgia. I love this kid so much. Reminds me a lot of Micah Parsons off of my Dallas Cowboys. He's a smaller linebacker, so that is your downside, but I think this is a boomer bust type of pick right here. And yeah, I hope that works out for them. The Texans are again in another situation where they can take chances on this. The roster doesn't look great. I couldn't name a defender on the Texans, but yeah, because Justin Reed left. You need anything best available at this point. And I don't think Nakobe Dean is necessarily the best available, but I think that he's a guy that could be real is a definition of boomer bust. So yeah, I love that pickup right there. He's one of my favorite prospects. So with the 14th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens will be selecting center Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. I love this pick. And let me tell you why. Tyler Linderbaum is probably the best run blocking center or lineman we've received in a long time, I believe. And, Iowa always produces really really good big guys. And yeah, I love that pickup for them. Lamar Jackson needs just a really good lineman to block for him. And I love that pickup for him. and I think Lamar Jackson will be sent to another level. I think he will be sent back to where second year scrambling, and he's gonna have that MVP type year if you give him Tyler Linderbaum. I love that pickup. And let's get on to the 15th overall pick. 15th overall pick. The Philadelphia Eagles will be selecting Devin Lloyd out of Utah. This dude's a dog. He's a dog. I don't know much about him. I've seen a little bit of tape on him. He just reminds me a little bit of Devin White, maybe a Patrick Queen. I think that he'll go in there and be a good general for the Eagles. I love the idea of having him on in Philly. I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't really like Philly getting good players, but whatever. I think that'll be good for them. Singletary, I think is like the one linebacker I know that's on there. But he'll be really good for their linebacking group. And 15th overall pick in the NFL 2022 NFL draft. The New Orleans Saints will be selecting Drake London, wide receiver out of USC. I love this kid a lot. 6'5", like 210. This dude is my favorite wide receiver prospect in this class. Saints don't have many receivers. Michael Thomas more than likely going to get traded. Even with Michael Thomas, even if they do somehow keep him, which I don't think they will, they still need a wide receiver. But this brings in an automatic wide receiver number one. He will slide in, at least give you 700 yards, and will be more of an upside guy down the future. I think Marquez Callaway was like your number one receiver last year. You need a receiver, and Drake London's there. You gotta take him. As simple as that. With this 2022 NFL draft, the Los Angeles Chargers will be selecting Chris Olave out of Ohio State. This was a really tricky pick. Chargers already kind of loaded on wide receivers, but they're not also loaded on defense. And most people be like, oh well, Jordan Davis hit an amazing combine, a 4.68. 4.68, right? A 4.58, something like that. But that is amazing for a D tackle, and he would be fit perfect for them. But no, I got Olave. I think he would fit well. I think he will put Justin Herbert over the top and put him as the number one quarterback in this draft. And I would love to see Justin Herbert in the draft, best quarterback in the league. Yeah, if they get him, I think Justin Herbert will go over the top and probably be the best quarterback in the league and be immediate contenders. Not only with that pick, they had an amazing offseason. J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, you name it. They got a lot of players. They re-signed Mike Williams. You got a three-headed monster. Justin Herbert will feast. With the overall pick, Philadelphia Eagles will be selecting Trent McDuffie out of Washington. This is a guy that is probably a top 3 cornerback in this draft. Eagles don't really have a great number 2 corner. I think it's Vontae Maddox. But if you line him up with Darius Slay will progress him. He's a little bit older as well. Maybe he could be your number 1 corner for the future. I think that will work out very well for Philadelphia. Now, 2022 NFL draft. New Orleans Saints will be selecting Trevor Penning out of Northwestern Iowa, the offensive tackle. This is a guy that's 6'7", 325 pounds. Did not like his tape at all. Came out of a small college. He was getting beaten at the pro day, but his size and his frame make up for it. I want to say it was measured at 6'8". I think that was his final measurement, but I'm gonna say 6'7" to be sure. But this dude will come in and be a beast. After the loss of losing Teron Armstead, they're gonna panic. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily panic. This guy is a projected top 12 pick. I mean, this might work out for the Saints or it might not. I think that they're willing to take that risk. So with the in the 2022 NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings will be selecting Zion Johnson, offensive tackle out of Boston College. This is probably a top 3 interior lineman in this draft. I think Vikings, when they trade back, they didn't like any prospects, but they do need an interior lineman, so they couldn't find another trade partner to move back even more. So they just take Zion Johnson here, maybe a little bit of a reach, but they're gonna take their position on need here, and I think it will help out. Maybe help out Devin Cook a a little bit more yards. Yeah. The 21st overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots will be selecting Jamison Williams, wide receiver out of Alabama. This man has blazing speed. Blazing speed. He's coming out of Alabama. Number one receiver out of Alabama. Had probably like 1,600 yards. It's pretty obvious. Patriots need a wide receiver. Their number one receiver was either Inkel Harry or Jacoby Myers. So they need a receiver. Don't even look at any other position at that point until second round. And yeah, I love that. Even second round, maybe take a receiver because all their receivers suck. Jacoby Myers is probably the one guy that I think is open. With the 22nd overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers will be selecting Treylon Burks. Aaron Rodgers signed a 4-year deal. Probably, I think he's maybe the highest paid quarterback now. Or am I tripping? Y'all tell me in the comments. But no, Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, got a good frame, could be a good number 2 wide receiver. I love him. Yeah, I like the way he plays. I think he's pretty good. He's not the tallest receiver in the world, but I can see him lined up at the number 2. Him and Sammy Watkins. Yeah, I love that idea. You need Aaron Rodgers to give you a receiver, especially after Devontae Adams got shipped out. They just signed Sammy Watkins, but that's just definitely not enough. So you go ahead and take Treylon Burks. My bad. Yeah, I love that. So at the number with the 23rd overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals will be selecting Jordan Davis, defensive lineman out of Georgia. Now, Jordan Davis at the pro day had like a 4.68 speed, and that is probably the fastest defensive lineman we've ever seen come out of anywhere, out of Mars. I don't care, you name it. Cardinals, they need a good D lineman. I couldn't name a D lineman for them. I think J.J. Watt might still be on their team. I know they lost Chandler Jones, so they're gonna need an edge rusher, or not edge rusher. They're gonna need someone that can send pressure to that quarterback, and I think that Jordan Davis, I know he can send pressure to that quarterback. I mean, imagine someone with a guy like 85 overall speed at a D tackle and Madden coming at your quarterback. You don't want to see that, and I'm pretty sure the Cardinals want to wreak havoc. So yeah, with the 24th overall pick has been traded. My Dallas Cowboys trade back to number 26 for the Titans, 4th round pick, and another 4th round pick in the future. So, the 24th overall pick, though, the Tennessee Titans will be selecting George Karlaftis out of Purdue. Now, this is a guy that has little glimpses of Khalil Mack. This guy is explosive. He is explosive off the edge, and he drops this far just because it's not really a position of need so far. I mean, I was thinking about the Cardinals taking him here at 23, but no, Jordan Davis is another guy that they need more of just a D tackle than anything. But yeah, I love this pickup for them. You know, Titans need someone to make plays on defense, and yeah. On to the 25th. With the 25th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills will be selecting Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle out of Georgia. This guy is just a good D tackle. I mean, the Bills already had an amazing offseason pickup. Von Miller, Gabriel Davis had a really good playoff run last year, really, really good. And the Bills look scary. We all know how Josh Allen is, and you add a D tackle to that defense, it's just scary. They're going to be immediate title contenders, or Super Bowl contenders. So yeah, I love that pickup there. But yeah, on to the 26th overall pick. With the 26th overall pick, my Dallas Cowboys will be selecting Kenyon Green, offensive guard out of Texas A&M. I love this pickup for the Cowboys because they're picking up a guy in the area, Texas A&M. He's not a bad lineman at all. We need interior linemen. We lost Connor Williams. We lost freaking Lyle Collins. Voice crack. We lost Lyle Collins. And Dak has been getting pressured a lot last year, and I really would love for them to get a lineman. And it's not the most sexiest pick for my Dallas Cowboys, but it really will help next year for us to be contenders. But yeah, on to the next. So the 27th overall pick has been traded. Buccaneers traded that on out to the Cincinnati Bengals for the 31st, and then they get future picks as well. But at number 27, the Cincinnati Bengals will be selecting Bernard Raymond, tackle. Not sure where he's from. I think it's Central Michigan. And yeah, Bengals add more line depth. I think that this is where they stop here. Unless you're drafted, they draft whoever the fuck they want. Yeah, I love this pickup. More protection for Burrow. You know, Burrow's had a lot of injury problems. He led them to the Super Bowl last year. This is going to make them even more contenders as well. Next year, there's going to be a lot of contenders, and I think the Bengals get even better. 28th overall pick. With the 28th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson's a guy that had top 10 potential where he can drop to the second round. Now, Jermaine Johnson is built really well. Just not the greatest college resume. I think he's built just as good as like Kayvon Thibodeau. Just college resume wasn't there, and his combine wasn't like greatest. But you know, I love the kid. I think he's really good. Yeah, I think the Packers need that guy. They just lost to Darius Smith to the Vikings. They had to cut him for cap issues, and yeah. So with the 29th overall pick, NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs will be selecting Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. Now, Christian Watson 6'6", like 190. This kid could drop to the 4th round or could be a 15th overall pick. We don't know. The Chiefs need a receiver. They lost Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins. You know, they lost Sammy Watkins. They lost Byron Pringle. They need a receiver, and they're okay with taking an upside guy. And I think the Chiefs will take that risk, an upside guy. And if not, they'll take a receiver, 2nd round, 3rd round, get John Metcalf, Calvin Austin, whoever you want there. But yeah, I love that pickup. With the 30th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs will also be selecting Lewis Seen out of Georgia. With the loss of Tyrann Mathieu out of Tyrann Mathieu just lost, and he's still in free agency. They're not going to be able to get him back. Lewis Seen can probably take over that safety position and help out with Tyrann Mathieu. Or not Tyrann Mathieu. Who else? Who they just signed? Texans. Justin Reed. Them two could be really good, and I think it'd be strong safety. Justin Reed, our free safety. I think that would work out pretty well. At the 31st overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be selecting quarterback Matt Corral out of Ole Miss. Tom Brady returning. I think this will be officially his last year. There is speculation of him trying to go to the Dolphins. There's speculation everywhere right now. But even if he is on the Buccaneers, I still got them taking a quarterback in Matt Corral. I think Matt Corral is the 2nd best quarterback in this draft. I think 3rd in upside. I think Kenny Pickett is probably 1 or 2 in upside, but Matt Corral is like day 1 starting ready quarterback. And I think if Tom Brady stays, it's even better because you're getting mentored by the GOAT. Who wouldn't want to be mentored by the GOAT? You know, that would be great for him. But with the 32nd and the last pick in the NFL Draft, the Baylor, kind of already gave away the pick, but the Detroit Lions will be selecting cornerback Jalen Pitre out of Baylor. You know, Jalen Pitre is a guy that has got good body frame. He's really blazing. He's got blazing speed fast. I think he has potential to be the best cornerback in this draft. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. He came out of Baylor, so not the biggest school in the world, but yeah, I think this would be a really underrated pick for the Lions. I don't think Lions take quarterback. I think Jared Goff is really overhated more than anything. He had actually a pretty good year. They still won a couple of games at the end of the year, and the Lions really sucked. So what has Jared Goff got to work with? And the only receiver they had to work with was T.J. Hawkinson and Armon St. Brown. But if you really watch a lot of Lions games, it's really just the defense selling them. Lions scored a lot of points. They almost beat the Ravens one game. They almost beat a lot of good teams. So, yeah, watch out for the Lions next year. If they get a good draft this year, they follow my footsteps on when I told them to draft mainly defense. And I'm telling you, Jared Goff can probably lead them. So, yeah, that concludes the 2022 NFL Draft. I hope y'all love this video, y'all. I mean, this is going to take a lot of editing. And, yeah, so I hope that y'all love this video. Y'all got to make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, and comment. comment all y'all's videos ideas for the next video. I would love that. Yeah, try to get my subscriber count to 100, and I'm gonna try to get this live video to 70. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all keep staying updated, and we out. Yeah.